Today we are hopefully going to be purchasing a bunch of Super Nintendo games that are still on our list as we go for the complete set. Last time I showed you guys this list, it was a little bit inaccurate, but we've gotten that fixed and we'll talk about it later. But for now, let's see what we can find at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo 2024. So right off the bat, I'm seeing the most expensive official release that I still need, which is Aero Fighters. It's right in here. It's only $2,000, but unfortunately, it's box only. And a game like that, I have to find it complete. I can't buy a box only copy, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to pass on that for now, but thing is just getting started, so maybe we'll see another one. Just because this is a Super Nintendo hunting video doesn't mean that I can't buy something else. And so far, I haven't seen any Super Nintendo games that I need, so we're buying a Game Boy instead. There we go. It's beautiful.
That's different.
There you are.
Thank you.
Thank you. So last time I showed you guys this list here in the first episode of the Super Nintendo Quest, I actually had a few mistakes on there. There were a couple games that were on the list that we already had, and then there were actually a couple games we didn't own that were missing from the list. But my girlfriend Abby and I went through this the other night, and we went through a complete list that we were able to find online, comparing it to what is physically on the wall behind me, and we were able to fix all the mistakes. So now this is the complete list that we are going to be marking games off of as we get them. So I can't help picking up other stuff while I'm here. So we got the Blackjack Game & Watch in the box for $100. Super Slam Dunk, that's what we need. We also need this one. The Super Slam Dunk has a Blockbuster sticker on it and a sticker up here and down here. Box is not in the best shape, but it's $10 under the max I would want to pay, so that's good. And it's complete. Well, mostly complete. Complete in my eyes. Anything beyond this baggy precautions booklet, that's just kind of extra, but I'm definitely getting this one. So that is first Super Nintendo game off the list for the convention so far. This one's also $10 under my max. Top is really sun faded though. It's not in bad condition though. Oh, this one is no manual. Probably not a hard manual to find. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this one. This booth is not open right now, but this Killer Instinct standee is incredible. It's on the floor. Look how tall it is compared to me. that's like 7 feet. That's definitely taller than you.
Yeah. Let me stand by for reference. I'm 6'5". I don't know if they can hear that.
Nathan is 6'5", and look at that standee compared to him. That is incredible.
Easy.
That thing is so cool. Wicked 18, that stupid golf game that we need. No poster, it says. I don't know if I care about the poster. We'll probably have to get that. But I think that's the only one out of here. This Brunswick World Tournament of Champions is brand new for $15. I already have this game and I don't care about having it sealed, but I could take the plastic, open it, put the plastic onto a different game. It's $20 on price charting, so that's a deal. The Dirty Entei plush. It's a dirty boy. Tecmo Super Bowl 2. It's on the list. So at this show, I also picked up 2 homebrew games, which I'm not a big homebrew person. I don't normally collect them, but I do have a handful of them in my collection that have either been traded into my store or I've just found out and about and they were cheap. So 2 Super Nintendo ones we added to the collection. We have Fork Parker's Crunch Out. And then this one was on camera. I don't believe that this one was, but it's a game called Nightmare Busters. And a viewer of the channel actually gifted this to me. So if that was you, thank you so much. This game actually looks really, really cool, and it seems to be kind of expensive for some reason, even though it is a homebrew. This particular one does not have the instruction manual, but either way, this is super cool. Thank you. So I am breaking into the video here with another clip that I have filmed, you know, before the majority of this video, but I have a package that I got in the mail here. This is a very special Super Nintendo game for the collection that I've been on the lookout for quite some time. I have never seen a single copy available for sale anywhere CIB. I've seen loose cartridges maybe once or twice, but that's it. And I've been to a bunch of conventions, I've been to a bunch of game stores, so this is a really hard one to find. This was posted in a Facebook group, and surprisingly, nobody had responded to it in the 11 hours it was posted before I saw it. I commented, I was like, I'll take it. I sent the guy money through PayPal, and it just got here today. So I am super excited. I have not opened the box yet. There we go. This is one that, like I said, is really hard to find, and I just have not seen a copy, and that is Packy and Marlin. This is one of those medical educational style games. There's 4 different ones on the Super Nintendo. This is the 3rd one that I have now. So the only one I'm missing is Rex Ronan Experimental Surgeon, which is a very, very hard to find game. I've actually seen one of those in the wild, but it was in horrible condition. This one is very nice, and it should be fully complete. So let's open it up and make sure that it is. And here it is, fully complete. We of course have the box, which is in very good condition. We have the cartridge with the baggie and the tray. I'll just throw a little dust protector on there. Then we have the precautions booklet, the Super Power Club advertisement, the instruction manual, the registration card, and the poster. So there we go. Another really hard to find and rare game knocked off the list. I actually was able to add 2 Super Nintendo games to the collection over the past few weeks that I got outside of actually filming for this episode, so I wanted to include them here since we are going to be marking them off the list. The first one is Super Battle Tank 2. Now, this one just got randomly traded into my store, and typically when complete in box games come in, I bring them home, I compare condition, and I keep the best of the best. But when I went to look for this one, it was not on the wall. So I went to check my list, and it was not on the list of games I needed either. So this is one of those mistakes that we had on the board. So luckily, it got traded in, and I realized we didn't have it, so we are adding Super Battle Tank 2 to the collection. And the other game is Romance of the Three Kingdoms 3: Dragon of Destiny. So my friend Kyle was going up to Seattle to do some game hunting and check out some game stores. He found this at one of the stores up there, and it was on the list of games that we needed, so he picked this up for me and dropped it off. So thank you to Kyle for this one.
My favorite Super Nintendo game, definitely Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Something I go back and replay every single year that I've been doing that for the last 30 years. Just greatest game of all time. Yeah. Enough said.
All right, here with Max, K-Quarter. What's up? So we want to know, what is your favorite Super Nintendo game?
Super Nintendo, funny you mentioned that. Yesterday I picked up a complete Earthbound, finally.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Earthbound's probably my favorite. Or Super Mario World, or Link to the Past.
Donkey Kong Country?
I'm not a big Donkey Kong Country guy, actually. I know, I gotta play it. But if I had to pick one, probably Earthbound. It's just weird, bro. I don't know, you can't really find anything like it. It's awesome. What about you? I'm gonna flip it on you.
My favorite's Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh, damn, 2? Really?
Yep.
I feel like everyone likes 1.
1 is good. I like 2 better. 3's the worst, but it's still good.
I was gonna say, is 3 good? I never hear anyone talk about 3.
2 is the one that I had when I was a kid. So that's the one that I grew up playing. And then last year on the Switch Online, I just went through and did all 3 in a row, and it's my first time playing 3, like beyond 10 minutes here or there.
It's one like Baby Kong, right, or whatever his name is.
Everyone says that everyone who played them all back in the day is like 3 sucks. I thought it was pretty good, but 2 is my favorite by far.
There you have it. Earthbound and DKC2, baby.
Cody, yes. What's your favorite Super Nintendo game?
Probably Bubsy 2. I have no follow-up. I grew up with Sega Genesis, so I love Rocket Knight Adventure, which Sparkster's on Super Nintendo. Is Rocket Knight? Did that make it there?
No.
Yeah, see, the Super Nintendo kind of sucks. Cheeky Boys for the Sega Genesis. Didn't make it to Super Nintendo last I checked. Shadowrun, way better on Genesis. So, if I had to, Mario World.
Good answer.
The only good game that didn't make it to Genesis.
Gabo, what is your favorite Super Nintendo game?
Oh, that's easy, bro. Super Castlevania 4. Amazing
Nice.
game. Amazing soundtrack. 10 out of 11 for me. I mean, 11 out of 10. Really good game. Go buy it now.
Good choice.
Go to his store. Buy it. Trust me. Are you gonna give them brown discount or not?
I
You
don't
don't know what is that? I'll explain to you soon.
Hello, my name is John Hancock. I go by the immortal John Hancock. But gosh, favorite Super Nintendo game? That's really tough. I have a couple. Gosh, I'm gonna have to lean towards Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And I know there's some slowdown with it, but the music is so beautiful. And the animation and the art style is just chef's kiss. I have to go with Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Huge action platform fan, and I can't think of a better game to play. I want to play it right now.
So we got John Riggs.
How are you feeling?
So I want to know, what is your favorite Super Nintendo game?
Oh, you gotta be that generic, that vague. My favorite Super Nintendo game is the game that pops up in my head. It's the first, my gut instinct, it's ActRaiser. Love me some ActRaiser. I remember playing it when it first came out. It blew my mind that there was like the different gameplay styles and all that. Love the action part of it, but even just the town building, and not just the town building, but the town destroying as well, where you're like, causing chaos because like, well, the town's not growing anymore, so we better just clear out these houses so you can build better houses. It's just that kind of game. So ActRaiser, one of my favorite games of all time.
Awesome.
Probably in my top 5 favorite of all time, but definitely my favorite Super Nintendo game.
What about ActRaiser 2?
Wow, that's about the worst game I ever played in my entire life. Now, again, ActRaiser 2, and I'll stand by this, ActRaiser 2 is not a bad game, it's just not ActRaiser. They could have called it literally anything else. They could have called it Icarus Warriors or something. It would have been a great game, and I think people would have a fondness for it. Great graphics, great soundtrack. It just wasn't ActRaiser. So, unfortunately, it doesn't hold up.
Cool. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
what is your favorite Super Nintendo game?
You know, I love racing games, and Biker Mice from Mars is such a cool game. I love that game. It looks gorgeous too. So, and the kind of isometric view. Yeah. I don't know if that's a cool answer or not. Also, Chrono Trigger as well. I love that game. Although I honestly played on the DS. That's the version that I played because I couldn't afford to get the actual cartridge. But yeah. Oh, okay. And also too, I'm trying to think back when I had my Super Nintendo. I fell in love with Final Fantasy 3 with 6 at the time because I was a PC gamer and played a lot of Ultima and stuff like that. Final Fantasy like blew me away. It was just a completely different experience. So that's 3 games. Does that count?
That's good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Reggie, what is your favorite Super Nintendo game?
I gotta go with Sparkster, Rocket Knight side game. I love that game.
Nice.
Definitely the most played game in my SNES library, and I'm thinking about playing it right now.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Hey everybody, this is Retro Robbie, and I'm going to let you know my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time is Illusion of Gaia. If you're a fan of like Link to the Past and those action RPGs, you have to check it out. Enix Quintet, greatness.
My favorite Super Nintendo game has to be Final Fantasy 3, but there's so many honorable mentions. This one never gets named. I gotta say my second one, but my favorite racing game of all time is Rock and Roll Racing. I could play that for hours, and yeah, that's Final Fantasy 3 and Rock and Roll Racing would be my big 2 games.
Sheen's Revenge. Kind of rough though.
Hard to come by that.
And 600. Yeah, I think for that price in that condition, we're gonna have to pass, unfortunately. That is super cool to see though. In the previous episode of the SNES Quest, we were at Geek Fest in Everett, Washington, and there wasn't a lot there for me to find. It was a big show, but in terms of complete in box Super Nintendo games, there just wasn't much there. So that first episode ended up being something like 7.5 minutes long. Most of these videos should end up being quite a bit longer, like this one here. So if you are into video game collecting and Super Nintendo stuff, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Is that one sealed or is it just complete?
I think it's sealed.
If it's fully sealed, I probably won't want it. It's gonna be too expensive.
Yeah, it's sealed.
Okay. That one will be too expensive for me. World Heroes. This one is on the list. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. I think it's priced maybe a little bit higher than what I would want to pay. Oh, there's no manual. I can't overpay with no manual. Can I see the Beauty and the Beast for Super? It's on the list. It doesn't feel complete. There's definitely no tray, no manual. This probably wouldn't be too hard of a manual to track down though. Should we do it? According to my price, that would leave us $80 to find a manual. I'll get this one.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
All right. We gotta find more Super Nintendo. Oh, this guy doesn't have anything.
I don't, probably.
Super Nintendo control deck, Yoshi's Island bundle. I want it. Can I check out the Super Nintendo?
This is, you probably know this is the rare variant because they came up with the Yoshi's Island box, but in an older system.
Yeah, this is the Model 2. The control deck, not the control set. Looks like everything's in here, minus baggies. Box has a little rip right here, but it's not a big deal. Can I also check out the Super Scope? 100 bucks. That last one was 145. Little dent here, not too bad.
Oh, okay, that you don't see too often.
Every time I see this though, the box is destroyed.
Oh, really?
We've had like 7 come through the store, and
Mine's in okay shape. Not great, but I mean, yeah, a little fragile. Oh, that's the top.
Do you have any flexibility if I get both of these?
Yeah, I'll go 350 because I really discounted the other one, the Super set.
350?
Well, yeah, I'll go.
She said that.
Double count it. Picking up this Super Nintendo console bundle right here was really, really cool because I used to have this in my collection when I lived down in Florida. If you guys don't know, in 2014, I sold my entire collection and started over in 2015. This is one of those items I used to have and didn't have in my current collection until now. I have a ton of different Super Nintendo console bundles with all sorts of different pack-in games and store exclusives and stuff like that. But the junior models, or the Model 2 here, this is only the 3rd one I have. There's a few more that I'm missing, but either way, these things are super fun to collect and I love having them in the collection. I'm glad I finally found a Super Scope that doesn't have a destroyed box. I've actually had maybe like 3 or 4 of these come through my store, but every time we get it, the box is in such bad condition. And this one is not perfect by any means, but the one we have at our store currently has a hole punched in the front of the box. This one has a styrofoam. It's got that little cardboard cover that goes onto it, which is always missing. So I'm very happy to finally have a Super Scope in the collection. These things are pretty common, but I've just been waiting for one that didn't look like garbage. We're gonna go see if somebody wants to maybe do a partial trade for a very special Super Nintendo game. You think he might be interested in a partial trade?
Wow. That's cool. Factory sealed. Maybe. You could check.
Okay. Okay. You may be interested in a partial trade for the Donkey Kong competition?
What trade?
Factory sealed? No? All right. I bought this from you guys.
Did you?
Yeah. Yep.
For like $2,000 or less, I bet.
It was 1,000.
Yep.
Like 2016.
Yep. I knew it. I remember having that.
It wasn't even out.
Yeah.
Someone was like, we were there looking at, I bought this and the GameCube kiosk on the same day.
Yeah.
I was there with Abby and we were shopping for stuff and we were also picking up games for our friend.
Yeah.
And she was working on the GameCube set. And then we were telling whoever was running the register that. And they're like, oh, I bet she doesn't have this one. And they pulled this out of the back. Yeah. And we're like, oh, well, how much?
That's not sealed.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man.
But is the game inside sealed?
It was when I resealed the box.
We knew those 50-cent stickers come in handy.
Oh, man.
So we had a friend visiting from out of town to come to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, and he brought along a couple Super Nintendo games for me, which apparently my girlfriend Abby had purchased through him from one of his local game stores out on the East Coast. And so these were technically picked up this weekend, but it wasn't at PRGE. But shout out to Venom. He brought Bassin's Black Bass and also The Ignition Factor. This one's kind of hard to find, so that is 2 more games knocked off the list.
That's funny. I was just talking to him. I was like, I kind of want that, and I wanted to trade you, but I don't have a Pokemon box to trade you. I had one a month ago.
Well, you have an Aero Fighters.
I do.
Oh.
I do have it. I see it.
I thought you wanted a normal one, though. CLB one.
I got one.
Oh, yeah, one. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you did.
I bought that from Super Smash Games in Tacoma in like 2016.
Oh, like way before. Okay, nice. Yeah. What are you thinking?
You still have the Aero Fighters?
Yeah.
The highest offer that I've turned down was 55.
Okay.
That was a couple years ago.
Yep.
But most recently, I had an offer of 5 from someone on eBay. It's got like, 140 watchers or something.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I have it listed on eBay for more, I think. I think I have it up for 75 on there.
Okay.
And it was at 75 in my store as well, but I ended up lowering it at some point. So, we're working out a trade for the Pokemon box. I want to get the Aero Fighters, obviously, got to get that one.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at Bubble Bobble Part 2.
Yep.
I did the math. If we added in the Kid Clown,
yep,
then there'd be a $400 difference.
To the 7,000. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 66
Okay.
would be those 3.
Okay.
Are you comfortable with me looking and seeing if there's something to get it to the 7?
Yeah, take a look and see what you can find.
Okay. But
and then we can work something out. Yeah.
I for sure want to do those 3.
Okay.
And then I'll look and then.
Can you get the Kid Clown?
All right. We're doing that now, and then
a little bit
I'm gonna
extra.
see. We got about $400 to find something else.
Sounds good.
I'm not sure what we're gonna go for. I want it to be something for the collection because the Pokemon box came from the collection. It's in the store's inventory now, and we were trying to sell it, but it came from the collection. So I'm happy with these, but I gotta get one more thing, and it's probably gonna either have to be an NES game or maybe like a Game Boy game or something because there isn't much else that I need. So we're gonna look around. So we ended up doing the trade for the most part. We did get the Aero Fighters, of course, which was the most expensive, like, standard game we still needed for the collection, which is really, really cool to finally get. The poster inside is fake. We agree, he agrees. So I gotta track down one of those, but it doesn't really kill it for me because I don't care that much. Obviously I want it complete, but I think it's fine without the poster for now. We did the Bubble Bobble Part 2 and the Kid Clown and Cliffhanger for NES. They're not Super Nintendo games, but he didn't have any other Super Nintendo ones that I needed. So I have $75 in credit left with him, and we have all the rest of today and tomorrow. They're buying stuff, so his inventory is gonna change. And if I can't find anything in that $75 range for my personal collection, I'll just grab something for the store. I just bought this game a couple weeks ago for $100 more than this, without the plastic on the box.
So it is cut.
Right.
Like where they took the plastic and flapped it open and just reflapped it.
So before that last one, I had never even seen this game in person. And I guess the last one I didn't see in person either because I bought it from a Facebook group. There's a factory sealed copy on eBay that has best offer, and I just tried to offer him, I think he had it at like $450. I tried to offer like $350, and I was gonna get it and cut it open like this one. But there's one here for $200, so half the price. I'm gonna buy this, upgrade my copy, sell my other one for hopefully more than $200. So this one will be free.
Who passed?
Yeah, what do you think he has?
I have?
What do you think he has?
Chrono Trigger.
No. One more guess.
One more guess? Pocky and Rocky 2. What you got? Yo! Oh man, this is incredible, dude. Oh my god. So you got a good deal on it.
I traded.
trade it? You traded Super Turrican too towards it?
Nope, I traded the factory sealed Pokemon box. But I got 3 other games as well. But they're not Super Nintendo, so I don't know if you care.
Wow. Guys, this is incredible trade. This is awesome. Well done, Cooper. Thank you for getting this game for me.
This is specifically a Super Nintendo hunting video, so I actually can't even show you guys my favorite pickups that I got at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. If you'd like to see those, and trust me, you do, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have a video coming out soon that is going to blow your guys' minds. The story about it is absolutely insane, and the items themselves are incredible. I cannot wait to share that with you guys, so make sure you hit the sub button and turn on notifications. All right, so it's day 2 now, and we're going to pick up that Tecmo Super Bowl that the older guy wouldn't sell to us yesterday. And while we're on the way, maybe we'll find something else. You never know. Can I get the Snap keychain?
You can.
I have the Snap Station. This is the only piece I'm missing.
Oh, that's awesome.
There was one.
We sold ours a few years ago and had the keychain left for.
There was one in the auction, not last year, but the year before. The Whatnot one, where everyone's bidding at home.
Oh, yeah.
And it sold for like 700 or something ridiculous.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't realize it went that low. Well, because it was so frantic, that auction format.
It was.
Sorted that. Yes.
I didn't get it.
Oh.
I was like, I'm not paying that much, because I was like, my top's gonna be like $350.
Oh.
So this is perfect. But I'll definitely get that. I want to look at these super games real quick. So we got the NHL 98, which 60 bucks. My price, the like max I would pay for a good one, was 120. And this is kind of hard to find game. We're gonna have to track down another manual because it's like laminated. I don't like that, but that was very, very cheap. And then we also got the Pokemon Snap Station keychain with a key. I already have an extra key at home, so I have 2 extra keys. I could probably sell those for 100 bucks each on eBay. Got the Snap Station keychain. I missed out on one at the auction here a couple years ago that sold for like $700. Got this one for 3, so kind of glad I didn't get that last one. It's 60. Let's see what we have it at. We have it at 70, so it's a little under. But 70 is like the max I want to pay for like a really good one. This is not a really good one. The top especially. I've never seen this game, so I think we'll get it. We found another one. Aerobiz Supersonic. Look at that. It's got a little crease here, but it doesn't look too bad. Can I open it? Oh, this is one of those like really thick box protectors. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's got a little rip here, but I could heat press stuff front if I really wanted to.
It's weird how that game is like impossible to find.
Oh, no manual. No. Can't do it, unfortunately. So sad. So we found 3 at this booth. SimCity 2000 and World Heroes are both box only, but they're only 20 bucks each. They're pretty good. And then No Escape is complete. It's missing the cardboard insert, but it's not a big deal. It's also $30 under the max price, and it's in decent condition. Not the best, but not bad. So we're grabbing all 3 of these. So I'm digging through these manuals here. I found Great Circus Mystery, starring Mickey and Minnie, 9 bucks. I don't know if you can see on here. There it is on the list, number 7, and the max price I'd pay, 17. So that's a good. Let's see what else they have. Donkey Kong's got those. Yoshi, some N64 manuals. Final Fantasy, and a Lion King that's getting bent up. So this is the list of NES manuals I need. And here's how I do it, because it's hard to go back and forth. So I just read them all out loud to myself, and then I look through. Deja Vu, Genghis Khan Heavy Barrel, The Cryon Conquest, Monster in My Pocket, Rollerball, Shockwave, Tubin, Venice Beach Volleyball. And we just go through like this. And sometimes I can't remember them. people always like to ask if I just collect the games or if I actually play them. And while I will admit I don't play as much as I probably should, I'm a very, very busy person running my game store, but I do love to play video games. Just in 2023, I think it was, late 2023, possibly early into 2024, I went through and played Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, which I had played all of them before, but I never had beaten all of them, so I went and did that. I also played through Mario World again, and I played Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and a bunch of other games, and I have the rest of my life to play these games, right? Just because I pick up 20 games in this video doesn't mean I have to play 20 games this week. That's what the rest of my life is for. So he said he's got Inspector Gadget.
I have a fully complete Batman and Robin too, like with the registration.
Batman, I have Batman. City has Inspector Gadget though. I have a manual for it, but I'm not opposed to just buying a complete one and then selling the manual. Ooh, that SpongeBob SP, now that's cool. I want to see if I can maybe make an offer for 2 games. Okay, for the Inspector Gadget and the True Lies cartridge and box, would you do $340?
You do $350. Because it is, look at it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It really is.
The card does look good.
And I spent 10 minutes cleaning like the pins on the outside and everything.
And also, it's
Hell, I even use the brushes on the lines.
I'll do $350.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. So I went to talk to someone who's doing like wholesale stuff for our store. And as I was walking with the guy to the booth, I saw a booth that I had not seen before. It was all Super Nintendo manuals on that front table. And I was like, oh, I'll be back. And I went and talked to the guy, and I went back and found 2 manuals we needed. One, True Lies for the box and cartridge we just bought. And then also Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which I got the cartridge for this, traded in at the store like 3 weeks ago. So now that fully completes my copy. So now that the main show is over for Saturday, we still have tomorrow, but going to the auction. And I don't have Nathan with me to help film, so I'll be filming. And there's a couple Super Nintendo items that I'm interested in possibly bidding on, but I think they're gonna be pretty expensive. So we'll see whether I bid on them or not. I'll film a little bit and show you guys, because it's really, really cool stuff. I have one of these. I don't know if it's that one, but that Mario's really cool.
It's kind of up my alley.
That's cool too. So we didn't really film any of like the actual bidding process or anything like that, but something came up. Tom and I went halvesies on it because they had 2 of them, and it's the We Have Nintendo sign, brand new, double-sided, and it came in the original box. And there was 2 of them in here, so we just went halvesies and we each got one.
Yep.
We ended up winning them for, it was 900?
900.
900 for both, so $450 each for brand new Nintendo signs from the late 80s. I think it's a pretty good deal.
It was friggin' awesome.
A lot of fun. Bid on a few other things, but this is the only thing that we won. So that's it for today, and I'll be back in the morning.
Goodbye, peeps.
So in this video, we are knocking off roughly 20 new games added to the Super Nintendo collection. 18 of those came from the convention, if you include the 2 that were brought by our buddy, and then also the Super Scope. I do count that as a game because it's in the box there. But we added a couple other games that I got over the last month that we're just including all in this one video here. So with all of those added to the collection, we are down to 58 remaining games for a full North American library, and then a couple other special games that don't really count towards the full set, but I would still like to get them. So we have 4 of those and then 58 official games remaining. We are now 1 video closer to a full North American Super Nintendo library, and I hope you guys will continue to join me on this quest. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.